guys? Crypto User here. Just wanted to come on and make a quick video. Some of this news comes out so quickly and it's hard to keep up with it, but I'm just trying to keep you guys up to date as best I can. We got a couple things that I saw on Twitter today that I just wanted to share with you guys. First off, I found this quote from David Schwartz. I don't know if you guys know who David Schwartz is, but he's one of the original architects of XRP and the XRP ledger. Absolute genius. Worked for the NSA. I think he was one of the original developers on the Bitcoin network too. So, when he talked about when he was making XRP, he wanted to make a cheaper, faster, greener Bitcoin, basically. So he wasn't hating on Bitcoin. He just, he saw that he loved the tech there and he knew it could be improved upon. So when he created XRP with, I think, two other developers, Jed McCaleb and I believe Arthur Brito, they wanted to make a better version of Bitcoin, basically. That's what they did. And it's cheaper, it's faster, it uses consensus instead of proof of work, so it uses less energy. There's no mining involved. So he had this quote. I just saw this today, and it just speaks volumes of what what he thought or what his vision of XRP and crypto as a whole was. And this is what kind of got me into crypto and when I first got into XRP. So what he said was, the end game is just money moving invisibly as easily as information. Now, the big hook that got me into XRP was when they started talking about moving value like you move information. Like we all know, we use email and we don't even think about the technology. We send an email out, it arrives in a second to our friend or whoever around the world instantly, right? Why couldn't we move value like that? Why do we, when you're in another country and you want to move money from one country to another, why does it take 3 to 5 days? Why does it cost crazy amounts of money in fees and all types of things like that? It should be just like that, just like information. It should be that easy. So when I first got into crypto and got into XRP, that's what blew my mind. That's the thing that wow, that's the future. Value moving at the speed of light, basically. Value moving at the speed of information. So I just wanted to throw that in there. I just thought that quote was amazing, and I'm a big David Schwartz fan. If you guys want to follow him on Instagram or follow him on Twitter, I believe he has a pseudonym. Hold on, I believe it is. I forget. I'll probably have to put it in the link below. But anyway, let's move on, guys. So. Saw this today. I know I was talking about Representative Tom Emmer in a previous video. He's a representative from, I think, Minnesota. I would say, yeah, Minnesota, 6th district. He had this interview with, I think, Cheddar News this morning. And this is why we love this guy. Just listen to this quick interview.
In my mind, the Fed cannot and should not mobilize itself into a retail bank account, which would be able to collect personal identity information on all users and track their transactions indefinitely. I think that's something that we should all be very concerned about.
And for people who are watching at home who may not really quite follow the stuff as closely as some of us do, you do have bipartisan support. I think Congressman Soto and some others, right? It doesn't really seem like potential crypto legislation is just a GOP or just a Democratic issue. I feel like there's a lot of room for bipartisanship on this. Is that a fair read?
JD, I don't even call it bipartisanship. This is a nonpartisan issue. I don't care if you're a Republican. I don't care if you're a Democrat. I don't care what political label you assign to yourself or where you fall on the political spectrum. The idea that individuals should be able to exchange things for value and be able to negotiate with one another directly, that's something we should all be interested in promoting and helping to occur. In my mind.
Hold on, guys. I think there was another clip of this interview. Let me just see if I can find it. Just bear with me. I think this is it. Hold on, guys. Let's do this. I think this is the better clip that I thought I had here.
Well, I'm very frustrated with Chair Gensler. He's He is as my mother used to say, JD, he's too smart to be so stupid. All right. This is driving opportunity off our shores. And just look at the intellectual inconsistencies. You're allowing Bitcoin futures to trade, right, on the Chicago exchange. Where does the pricing come from? Well, it comes from the Bitcoin spot market. So why would you allow the one and not the other? It makes no sense intellectually. It's inconsistent. More importantly, his mission, the mission of the SEC, is to protect and promote investment opportunities for Americans. And that's not just Americans who have huge financial means to participate in our great capital markets. It's about individual investors off Main Street all across this country. And I would argue, and I believe I'm dead on right, that the actions of Chair Gensler have been anything but directed towards accomplishing that mission. In fact, he is restricting the options for American investors in driving American innovation and opportunity out of this country. I think it's Canada, believe it or not, just north of us, Canada, that has approved 3 Bitcoin ETFs, if I'm not mistaken. So he's putting America behind the 8 ball. He's putting us at the back of the line when he should be putting us at the front. This whole government should be working to get out of the way and allow this innovation to occur, because it can mean so much to so many Americans and others.
Now, how refreshing was that to hear from a congressman? You know, these are the type of people we need to be electing and putting in power, because, listen to him. He gets it. He sees the SEC and Gary Gensler, hurting innovation in this country. And it really is, the way he describes it, it's crazy to watch. Like, this guy, how he says one thing, that he's protecting investors and he cares about American innovation and he cares about all these things, but he does the exact opposite, in the things he does. So, just want to show you those 2 clips. This one is the one I really wanted to show you, but, it's just, like I said, it's really refreshing to hear a congressman say something like that. Like, definitely on our team, definitely need more people like that. So, know who you are voting for in the next midterm election. Just research your candidates, because if they're anti-crypto, we got to vote them out. Bottom line. Next, I have this. So there was, what was this? Okay, this is DM Logic, who a great follow on Twitter, and he said this is something that I actually, been seeing a lot lately, and I thought the same thing when I was seeing it. So let me just. So he goes, Gary Gensler, I think you need to scroll through the responses. I don't think anyone's feeling protected by you. I don't think anyone believes you're a fair referee. If this is meaningless to you, then what are you doing in the position which mandates you to protect investors? So I always see him on Twitter, and I think it's someone that works for the SEC that runs his Twitter account, because I just don't believe that he's writing these tweets. But if you scroll through the comments on these tweets, it's like, 98% are people in crypto bashing on them. Like, just, it's pretty hilarious if you go through this. Like, look at this stuff. It's just like one after another. These people are hilarious, most of them, but it's so true. It's like, do these people, does the SEC actually look at their Twitter feed? Do they, it's like it boggles my mind that, they actually think, they don't think they're doing the job they're supposed to be doing. Like, they're not protecting investors. Like, just look at the comments. These are the investors you're supposed to be protecting. Listen to the comments. Like, come on, listen to the people, guys. Like, unbelievable. Like, I just, saw that, and it was just it was exactly what I was thinking when I look at tweets from Gary Gensler. So I just thought it was hilarious. I just wanted to show you that, guys. So there was some news on the Ripple versus SEC lawsuit today, which was actually good news. And I'll tell you, good and bad news, but I'll read this and then we'll go over it. And I have another tweet from our XRP community lawyer, Jeremy Hogan, who talks a little bit more about the guts of the whole ruling. But this is CoinDesk, and they said that the SEC must surrender an email with a draft of former director William Hinman's speech on whether Ether is a security to Ripple in an ongoing lawsuit the agency filed against the crypto startup, a judge ruled. So they won this ruling, I guess. So I guess there were a couple parts to this ruling, but the main thing was that, so Bill Hinman wrote this, or had this speech on, I think it was Yahoo Finance in 2018, and he came out and gave Ethereum and Bitcoin, said that they weren't securities, right? Well, that speech was sent to like 30, there was a bunch of emails of that speech sent out to a bunch of employees at the SEC and other people. I think it was like there were 30 links of that speech being sent around to different people. So Ripple has been trying to get those emails. You know, who was involved in writing the speech, you know, who read the speech and okayed it. We know that Jay Clayton, the SEC director at the time, okayed the speech. It you know, then the SEC is saying that, you know, that was just Bill Hinman's personal opinion and not it wasn't anything that the SEC agreed on. But I mean, if you look at these emails, and now Ripple gets them, and they will be public, I think, too, we're going to find out, you know, who okayed this speech, and if the SEC was, you know, it's on the SEC's website too, so it's like they can say all they want that it was Bill Hinman's personal opinion, but I mean, obviously, people who watched the speech and who read the speech, they took it as SEC guidance. So they can say it all they want that, you know, I guess under law, they can say that it was a personal opinion, but we know what they were doing. And that just shows you how corrupt the SEC has been and how they are now. But that was the good thing about, so at least they get those emails. But this is Jeremy Hogan, and he kind of, I guess there was a couple other rulings in this filing today. So I'll just read this. So Ripple did not do as well as I thought they would. The judge seems to need very little to tie a document to deliberation and has concluded that Hinman's speech was his own opinion. So I guess the judge even said that, you know, we have to conclude that, you know, he did, you know, that the way the SEC does things is when they actually say something on the news or whatever, they always, you know, I'm sure the lawyers tell them to do that, but they always say, by the way, this is my personal opinion, and this is not in any way the opinion of the SEC. But then when they speak, they say we this, and it's like, obviously, you know, they're saying that to protect them under law, but you know, they know what they're saying, and they know that it's how it's going to be taken. So, and then he says, but Ripple does get the emails discussing Hinman's speech, and then he says score SEC 2, Ripple score 1. So I guess he's saying that the SEC kind of wins this filing rather than Ripple, and Ripple has won basically every other filing that, except for obviously the delays that we've gotten. But I mean, in every other filing in this case, if you've been following, you've seen that, you know, Ripple has been basically winning everything. But it was just good to see, you know, that CoinDesk was like basically saying it was really bullish for Ripple, but you know, Jeremy Hogan, the great attorney that he is, he's breaking it down to say, you know, it's good in some ways, bad in others. You know, the judge is not letting all the information that Ripple wanted from the SEC, but we do get the emails discussing Hinman's speech, which is, you know, I think that's a pretty big win, and I'm sure most of the XRP community will agree with me on that. So the next thing I wanted to show you, so this was a good little this was on CoinDesk, and Digital Asset Investor tweeted this out. These attorneys should make a John Deaton statue. I see where this is going. Gary Gensler, this is what happens when you get drunk with power. And so this is a guy, I believe he works for, forget who he works for, but he's basically talking about how the SEC basically, how they, when they come after somebody, you know, they know that they have the power to come after them. And when they do sue someone, they basically know they're going to win, usually. And that's the power that the SEC has. They like go into a case knowing they have the power, knowing they're probably going to get a great settlement. And the telling thing about this case is that Jay Clayton, you know, brought this case on Ripple case the last day of the last administration. So it was the last day of work for him, and he brought the case and basically was like, "All right, Democrats, here you go. Like, hand it off to you guys. You know, we know this is probably a bad case for you guys, but you know, we're just gonna, you know, the last thing we do before we leave, we're gonna go after one of the most powerful crypto companies in the world." So it's very telling that, you know, I think it's like Jay Clayton was kind of like, we've always wanted to do this, but we knew it was a losing case, so we're just going to dump it on you guys. So just listen to this quick interview, and this is what he's basically saying. So,
if a battle is coming, you want to be the person who chooses the battlefield, right? You want to be on top of the hill, not at the bottom of the hill. One of the reasons the SEC has been so effective over the years is because they generally are the hunter, not the hunted. They are the ones who decide who to sue, where to sue, when to enforce, and how to do it. There are other contexts in which people have challenged laws and regulations before they are applied to them. And the basic theory of this is you shouldn't have to commit a crime before you find out whether what you did was actually a crime, right? So if you say, let's say you want to launch a token and you're concerned that the SEC is going to say that that's a securities offering. So if you launch the token, you've already committed the violation of the securities laws if they decide that it was a security and the courts agree. But there are ways you can sue the SEC beforehand. It's called a pre-enforcement challenge, where you can ask a court to declare that the SEC that it's not a security, that under the securities laws from the 1930s, the token offering that you want to launch would not violate them, would not fall within those laws, and therefore the SEC can't come after you. That is something that you could then bolster with the point I made earlier about the Supreme Court saying agencies have to have very clear statutory authority from Congress. You know, the Securities Act is literally from the 1930s.
So that was kind of interesting. You hear what he said at the end there? He said that crypto companies could actually sue the SEC saying that they're not selling securities. So that's interesting. Wouldn't that be great if you just saw, if there was a ruling in the Supreme Court that kind of clarified some of the rules behind, you know, security offerings and stuff, and then crypto companies suing the SEC saying that they don't have securities, because you know Gary Gensler is coming after crypto, and it would just be so great if all these crypto companies got together, you know, because that's the thing, you know, they're going after Ripple, which is tough for them because Ripple has a lot of money, you know, they have great lawyers and a great defense, so it's, you know, it's very hard for the SEC to battle the Ripple in this case, and I think they underestimated Ripple in this case and how powerful the company was and how much money they had to back them. So in the future, you'd think they'd go after, you know, smaller companies that couldn't fight as hard as Ripple is in this case. So it'd be great to see, you know, crypto companies get together and battle the SEC together, because you know Gary Gensler's coming after more crypto companies, and it would just be great because, you know, the crypto community as a whole really does have to come together. I said in a past video about maximalism, guys, we got to stop the whole tribalism, maximalism. You know, crypto as a whole needs to do well, and if we keep, you know, if we're stuck in our little coins and you know, we think our, you know, mine's better than yours and whatever, we'll never grow in this space. So we need to all work together and basically battle the SEC. So just wanted to come on real quick and just upload this video. I feel like every day we're just getting more and more news about everything and during the, you know, the SEC Ripple case, and I feel like Congress is finally, you know, coming together and doing something to protect us. So that is great to see too. So just wanted to say I am not a financial advisor. Please do not take anything I write or say as financial advice. This is for entertainment and educational purposes only. Thanks, guys. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.